Talk about the 7 characteristics of top salespeople. This is how the top salespeople think. This is the way they think, and they think about it every day. Just like you brush your teeth, you take a shower, you get dressed, you exercise. They just practice this every day until it becomes as automatic as breathing in and breathing out. Number one quality, top quality, is that top salespeople are ambitious. They want to be successful. They see selling as a way of achieving their goals. They're ambitious, they're driven, they're determined, they want things. They're hungry. And the very best word I've ever found in studying successful people is hungry. They're hungry, they want it. There's nothing worse than a person trying to succeed in a field surrounded by hungry people and they're not hungry. If you're really ambitious and they see themselves capable of being the best. They see themselves capable of being the best. And this is your goal. And I tell you, when I was a young person, I had this whole idea of being the best was an overwhelming thought to me. Because what I learned is that if you're going to be successful, you have to be in the top 10%. Now, fortunately, everyone here is either in the top 10% or you intend to be. Is that correct? Yes. Say yes. Yes. All right. So, if you're not there yet, you intend to be. Remember, future intent determines present action. If you've decided to be in the top 10%, then the only question you ask is how? How do I get there? What I have found is that making a decision to be in the top 10% is the turning point in your life. And when I heard this, and by the way, remember the old question, why did Willie Sutton rob banks? That's where the money is. That's where the money is. Well, why do you want to be in the top 10%? That's where the money is, all right? And if somebody has to be in the top 10%, somebody has to be in the bottom 10%. And you can choose. If you have a choice, you can choose to be in the top 10% or the medium 10% or the bottom 10%. So if you have a choose, you might as well choose to be in the top 10%, right? Say yes. Yes. All right. So then the only question is how. Now, when I was a young man, what I learned when I heard this, I was really kind of overwhelmed by it because I had low self-esteem, I had low self-confidence, I had bombed out of school, I hadn't graduated, I worked at laboring jobs for years, and they told me, you know, if you really want to be successful, you have to be in the top 10 or 20%. And I thought, oh, I could never do that. I could never been in the top 10 or 20% in my life. I was started off so far behind, I thought I was first. And then I learned something that changed my life. I learned that everybody who's in the top 10% started in the bottom 10%. Everybody who was doing well was once doing poorly. Everybody who was at the top of your field, our field, was at one time not even in our field and didn't even know that it existed. And nobody's smarter than you, and nobody's better than you. They got into the field, they say, how do you succeed in this field? They asked other people, they read the books, they came to the courses, they practiced it over and over again, they got onto the high road, and they went to the top of their field. Then what you do is you make a decision to be in the top 10%, then the only question you ask is how. So, ambition is the starting point. Is you find that ambition is a great quality. Ambition is the driving engine of all success. Be ambitious for your kids, ambitious for your family, ambitious for your health, ambitious for your career, which just means that you want to make it better and better and better, and you're willing to work for it. So the second quality